Hi guys, welcome if you are new to the channel and welcome back if you are not. So you guys, today I have a couple of projects going on. In the last video that you guys saw, you saw me redo the television console, or actually do DIY television console, and it turned out amazing and I really love it. So I'm gonna style that for you today. But I have a coffee table here that I'm gonna make over, and I'll turn it around and let you guys see a little closer what I am up to and what I'm going to be doing with that. And then if I let you look over here at the fireplace, I'm going to be painting, wait, let me get my finger right. I'm gonna be repainting the fireplace. I'm gonna paint the whole thing a warmer, this is like a stark white, and I want it to be more of a warmer tone, creamier eggshell type of, not eggshell, antique type of white. And then this with the colors of the TV console and everything, like we've just got, like, I don't want it to be that dark of a brown, and I don't want this part right here to be painted anymore, just the top part here, the very ledge. So I'm going to be doing that. But let me show you guys the coffee table. I'm going to be, you're a little lopsided. I'm going to be making the coffee table over, and I'm just prepping everything as I get ready to do a neutral fall decorating. It's hot here in Florida still. So for my fall decorations, I want to bring in the fall but keep it warm, and we talked about that in the video before this. But anyway, let me show you the coffee table so you can see what I'm going to be doing. So guys, this is the coffee table, and it was white, and then I painted it black, and then, well, it was white, and then I touched it up white, and then I painted it black, and then I touched it up black, and now I think I just want to warm this whole area up, and just, I'm trying to take away some of the, I'm trying to leave some of the black but take away some of the black, and I think that I'm ready for this to just be a wood tone color again. So this is actually glass on the top, and I'm so tired of cleaning this glass. That's one of the reasons why I want to redo this over. I thought about getting a piece of glass that would, a piece of wood that would fit right inside of here perfectly, but they didn't have a size that was like the perfect size. So I got this thinking that it was going to be round enough for the top, but it's just like maybe 4 inches short of what I need. So then I thought how pretty it would be if I put these made it look like hobnail and put these. So I ordered these half circle disc from Amazon, and I'm thinking I'm going to go around the edge with that. I don't know, we'll see how it turns out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll turn out nicely. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna paint the fireplace, and I'm gonna style the TV console. But let's do the coffee table first, because I'm gonna need for this to glue. So this might be a 2-day project before I start painting. We'll see. Let's get started. Hey guys, so I bought this from Lowe's, and I think I paid like 40 bucks, $39 and some change, I think is what I paid for this. So I'm gonna get this undone, and then let me show you guys what else I'm wanting to add to it. Hold on a second. So I also got some of this trim with the rope trim, and they cut it for me in the store just so I could get it in my car. But I will be using my miter shears to cut it down, and I'm wanting to, let me see if I can let you guys see. I'm wanting to put it here along on each one of the legs. So anyway, you guys will see as it's coming along how it all turns out. But first, let me get this open. I'm gonna just glue it down. Not gonna put any nails in it because I don't want the nails to come through here, and plus I'm just gonna glue it down. So I'm gonna glue this down, then I'm gonna glue these around the edges, and then I'm going to put my trim on and then let all that get dry, and then I'll come back when it's dry and paint it. And I don't know if that'll be today or if it'll be tomorrow. But once I get this started, then we will style the television console, and then I'll paint the fireplace. So you guys hang in there with me, and let's get to work. So guys, one of the things that I want to do is make sure this is evenly spaced around the table, and I want to give myself enough room for, I'm trying to find an open pack. I want to give myself enough room for my my disc, and they are 1.5, almost 1.25. And I am okay with them if they come out to the edge. I'm okay with that. And I ordered 3 packs of these because I want to make sure I can put them, I don't want to space them like that. I want them to be close together, and I want them to go all the way around the table, close together like that. So anyways, this is 36 inches in diameter, and this is 40. So again, there's 4-inch difference. So I just want to go around the table from the disc to the edge and make sure this is evenly dispersed so that I don't have discs that come to the edge like this and then have some that are set way back and have more room. So I'm gonna put it on fast mode because you guys don't need to watch that in slow motion. And I'm gonna get everything glued down, and then we'll come back and move on to the next thing. Okay, now that I have all of my disc sewed on, this should sit down right in the middle, and I'm just gonna go along the edges where the wood is and put more wood glue because that's sufficient enough to hold it. I don't have to worry about this piece of glass. It's as if it's not even there. And I also wanna do it while the glue is still loose so that if these need to push out some, they can. So let's put the wood top on now. So I have it on, and I will just let it sit. I probably will let it sit for hours, if not overnight, just to let it dry. And now I'm gonna come and put my trim on the legs, and we'll let all that dry before we do wood finish on it. But I am loving the look of it so far, and I don't even have it, the wood finish done, the paint finish that I'm gonna do to it. I don't even have that done yet, but this looks really good. So guys, I have my miter shears, and I love them because you can cut angles if you need to. I don't really need to cut any angles. I just need for this to be straight for these legs. So I just need to measure how long I need for this to be and then cut it straight and then put it on there, and I'll put the glue on there. And since these are going vertically, I'll use some painter's tape to hold them on there until they dry. And I could have left these plain, but I just, with the hobnails, so to speak, and then it has some fluted trim around here, and I just thought that it would just finish the table off if I add some trim to these legs. So let's get that done. Should be pretty simple. Now that we have all that all done, let's style the console. So for styling the console, I just want to keep it pretty simple. My husband's pretty happy with nothing being there, but you guys know me. So I just want to put a few things. I won't put anything that will impede us being able to see the TV clearly. This TV is like a 70-something inch TV, you guys. It's pretty massive on this wall. The wall's pretty big. doesn't look that big on camera, but it's a pretty good sized TV. And I don't want anything to block our view, so I'm going to get this styled, and I'm gonna see about turning off the lights so that these two little lights right here that are reflecting off of the TV are not in the video. So the first thing I want to do is put my pretty candle warmer back on the console. So let's do that. So that's about all that I am going to put on the console. And I think it looks nice. Now let's come over here and paint this fireplace. So I'm just using this paint by Glidden, and it is the antique white, and it is in the color eggshell. So again, this is stark white, and I just want to warm it up some. I don't want it to be that white, and I want it to be a little more, you guys can't even see me. I want it to be a little more creamy beige. It'll look better with our floors, which was the original color of the tile at some point. But anyway, I was never fond of the tile, so that's why it got painted. And then I loved the look of the white fireplace, so I painted it white. And I still love the look of the white fireplace, but I just want it to be a warmer white. So I'm gonna try the eggshell. Then the part of the mantle that I'm going to repaint, I'm just gonna paint over it with this as well, and then I'll go back and do another like wood grain finish, but in a lighter color wood, not so dark as that. So I'm gonna put this on speed, accelerated, because I'm painting. You guys have seen me paint before. So we'll get this painted, and then when I do the finish, I'll slow it down some so you guys can just see. And right now I'm not even really sure what I'm gonna do, but we're gonna figure that out as we get to it. I know that I want it to be a lighter color wood and not this dark. Let's get started. Whew, okay, so I'll come back when this dries. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm going to give it a second coat and a third if I need a third. I just want it to be nice and smooth. I say this every time I paint, you guys, and every time I paint, I'm gonna say it. The first coat is just to get some paint on there. And then after that is when it starts to look good, because a second and third or fourth, however many coats you need, will smooth it all out and pull the color out even more. So I'm gonna let this dry. The top part, I started thinking while I was painting, and I was like, I need that undercolor brown for the darker part of the wood tones that I need. So I left that part brown, and then I'll go over it with other paints and another technique to make it lighter the way that I want it to be. But I need that darker undertone for it, so that's why I left it that way. So let's let this dry, and I'll see you guys when I'm ready to put another coat on. Hi guys, it's the next day. Yesterday, I ended up going ahead and giving the fireplace 2 more coats of paint. So I think for a total of 3 coats of paint, in some places 4, just to get good coverage. I did the brush to start with, and then the other coats after that. I used a combination of the painting brush and then the roller, just to give it that smooth look. So it's all done, and I have it all taped off so that I can just do the top part, and I want it to pause and let it all dry, get it all taped up, and then take you guys along with me as I redo the top part of the mantle. Let me turn you so you can see what it looks like. It's looking really, really good. I just have this part of it to do now. Like I said, I don't want the wood to be this dark, and it's just a little too dark for me now. And it also has some places where I need it to do some touch-ups anyway, so I thought I would just take the time to just redo the whole thing and then lighten it up a little bit. So I'm going to clean it off, and then I'm going to start the process of lightening it up. I don't think I'll be using Retique on this. I'm not really sure. I'm really just winging it right now, guys. I used Retique to do this because this is stain, and I'm just going to play around with a small portion of it to see if I'm getting the look that I'm looking for, and if not, then I'll do Retique or do whatever I need to do. I kind of know how to tweak the paints and tweak the colors to make them look the way that I want them to look, and so if you're following along with me, you know, it might be hard for you to do the exact same technique based on what color you're going for. But what I always say is that you want to lay down your base coat and then go over it with the color that you want. So if you wanted this like a darker one, then I would, you know, a lot of times you put down the lighter color and then go over it with the darker color. Or you can put down the darker color and go over it with the lighter color if you want it to be. So I'm going to start with the darker color and then go over it with a watered down. I'm just going to use chalk paint, a watered down version of it, and see what I get. If I like it, then I'll keep going, and if not, then I'll just tweak it and see what we need to do. But anyway, let's get started. So I just watered down this light tan color, and I'm going to see if it's too watered down. It may be, but I'm going to see. And then of course I have my two trusty brushes, my deck staining brush and then my broom. So let's give it a go and see what we come up with. So guys, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. So I started out painting this and showing you guys what I was doing. And then I taped a video, you know, me going through the whole process. And then I went back to look at it, and my lounge dress that I have on was flipped inside out, and the big tag was just, so I had to get rid of all those clips. So I will show you what it looks like. It is pretty much a perfect match to the console, which is fine with me. I'm okay with it. Gonna let it completely dry, then go back over it again with some darker streaks and see if I want to lighten it up some more. And if I do, then I will. But let me turn the camera around and show you guys how it's looking. Console. Of course, it has the darker streaks in it. And then here is the mantle. And I just need to come in and add the darker streaks there. But the colors are pretty much, let me see if I can let you get both of them in the same shot so you can see how closely they match each other. And I'm okay with that. This I did want a little lighter, but it's okay. I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I don't know. I might play around with it and see if I'm going to leave it that color or if I'm going to change the tone of it, but we'll see. So anyways, when that dries, I'll be back. So this is how it turned out, and I love it. It turned out really, it's still drying, but it just turned out so pretty. And I lightened it up just a smidgen from the console, and turned out really good. Okay guys, so I'm going to do the table. I know the last time I was on here, I told you that I was going to wait for the Retique it, but I started thinking about it overnight while this was all drying, and I think I'm gonna go over it with the light color that I used on the Fireplace, and then follow up with it with a darker paint. I'm gonna give it a try. If it doesn't work out right, then nothing lost. The Retique it is on its way. I can go over it with that, but I think I wanna try this technique so I can get a lighter color wood. I want it to be about the color of the trim on my couches. So let's give it a try. So guys, I got it all painted. I actually had to finish doing it off camera because I had to take an important call, and so I just went ahead and finished it off camera. And so now I will start doing the wood grain technique to it, and I'll put it in fast mode because you guys have seen me do it before, but I will show you what colors I'm going to try and use. I'll show you what I'm going to start with, and then what I may have to incorporate versus depending on how it turns out. But this is what we've got so far. And see how the table just comes together and it just looks good. These kind of mimic the nail heads on my couch, so it looks really good. I could almost leave it that color, but nah. Let me get it done. And after completing the paint technique, putting on the lighter color paint and then coming back with the darker hues, this is how it turned out. Well, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, you guys, enjoy the little things. It's the little things that give us the sweetest, prettiest little pleasures. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.